Well, time now for the day in sport with Darren Murrah. Darren, this is terrible news on the weekend. I understand tributes are continuing to pour in for a former Wallaby.
That's right. It's been incredibly sad, Janice, and good evening to you. Australian Rugby Union officials say the death of Dan Vickerman highlights the problems some athletes face when transitioning from top-level sport. Chairman Cameron Clyne fronted the media today after the ARU's first board meeting of the year. He says the rugby community is still in shock after the sudden death of Vickerman yesterday at the age of just 37. There were no suspicious circumstances.
These tragic incidents will cause us to, as a game, to ensure that we do everything possible to work with players, and we've offered immediately to players who are obviously impacted and coaches and everyone in the rugby community counselling to deal with this.
The ARU board also discussed the possible axing of one of Australia's 5 Super Rugby teams. Clyne says the number of Australian teams is dependent on the competition's format moving forward. The matter will be discussed further at the next SANZAR meeting. Meantime, international rugby will return to the national capital, with the Wallabies scheduled to play Argentina in September. It marks the first time an international match will be played in Canberra since Australia beat Fiji way back in 2010. Wallabies assistant coach Stephen Larkham and injured Argentine halfback Tomas Kubeli were on hand for the announcement. Larkham says the Pumas have grown as a team in recent years.
Their inclusion in the Super Rugby competition and in the Rugby Championship has seen them grown into a very dangerous outfit. So the last time we played them here in 2000, it was a close game, and I expect the same this time.
The match on September 16 falls into the Wallabies Rugby Championship calendar. To cricket now, and Matt Renshaw and Nathan Lyon have struggled in Australia's final hit-out before Thursday's first test against India. Renshaw was bowled for 11 on the final day of the 3-day tour match against India A. Lyon took 4 wickets, but that came at a cost of 162 runs. 57 of those came in a 6-over spell, and the off-spinner wasn't happy with the treatment he received from the host's tail-enders.
I'm sure that he'll look at a bit of footage and see what he can do to improve from what he bowled out there. I thought he bowled very well.
The Australian side will now travel to Pune for the opening match of the 4-test series. Still with cricket, and Travis Head says Australia's 2020 team still has plenty to play for against Sri Lanka. The squad touched down in Adelaide this afternoon for Wednesday's series finale. The tourists will be looking to complete a 3-0 whitewash after claiming victory in Geelong last night. Arcela Gunaratne was the hero, smashing an unbeaten 84 from 46 balls. A 4 off the final delivery, sealing the win and the series for Sri Lanka.
The challenge now is to game 3 with the series over, to go out there, and there's still some guys that want to prove themselves in international cricket. So another great opportunity to play cricket for Australia, and we want to win.
Sri Lanka has hit the winning runs off the last ball in the opening 2 matches. To the A-League now, and Tony Popovic has refused to buy into the controversy surrounding a homophobic banner unfurled by Wanderers fans during the derby. Football Federation Australia is currently looking into the incident and foreshadowed punishment for those involved. The Wanderers face Japanese outfit Ural Reds in the Asian Champions League tomorrow. Popovic says he's looking to build on the Wanderers' momentum after winning their first game against the Sky Blues in 3 years.
It's easy to get caught up in 4 or 5 days of thinking about the great result, the spectacle, the derby. So this actually is a good thing.
Popovic confirmed he'll make several changes to the side that ended Sydney FC's 19-game unbeaten streak. FA Cup holders Manchester United have booked a place in the quarter-finals against Chelsea following a late goal from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Blackburn was looking to join Minnows Lincoln in the final 8 by pulling off another shock result, and the Rovers seemed on track when Danny Graham scored the opener. It was a goal even United coach Jose Mourinho appreciated. His side soon levelled though through Marcus Rashford, but it was Ibrahimovic who proved the hero, the Swede coming off the bench to nail the winner 15 minutes from time. Well, elsewhere, Harry Kane scored a hat-trick as Tottenham saw off Fulham at Craven College to advance. The quarter-finals take place next month. English Super League officials are confident the World Club Series will continue despite NRL bosses not attending the event. Wigan is the first Super League side since 2012 to win the World Club Challenge. Joe Burgess bagged a hat-trick for the Warriors as they defeated NRL premiers Cronulla this morning. Sharks coach Shane Flanagan blasted the referee's performance following the match.
We're glad to get back to Australia and have a two-referee system because I thought it was awful today, to tell you the truth.
We had some calls go against us, but I thought all in all it was our errors, it was our penalties that let Wigan off the hook.
The Sharks kick off the NRL season next Thursday night against the Broncos. And finally in sport, American Dustin Johnson has replaced Australian Jason Day atop the golf world rankings. Johnson put in a world-class performance at the US PGA event in Southern California. He began the final round with a 5-shot lead and hit birdies on the first 2 holes. Well, despite 2 late bogeys, Johnson closed out the tournament at 17 under to move from 3rd to 1st in the rankings.
It gives me a lot of confidence. You know, it's going to push me to work even harder and to try to get even better. You know, I didn't finish the last 10 holes the way I'd like to, but you know, with you know, I had a pretty big lead there with 10 holes to go.
Johnson ends Jason Day's 47-week stay at the top of the rankings to become the 20th player to reach #1. That's the day in sport, Janice.
Thanks so much, Darren. Coming up, the weather details and a magnificent man and his flying machine. Doing it all again at 96 years of age.